It's hard to imagine the barren and beautiful Mackenzie Basin as one giant pine plantation, but that could happen if wilding pines have their way.
The invasive trees are inching their way through the region, much to the dismay of conservationists, including a cycle tour operator who's encouraging his clients to hop off their bikes and get chopping. Jendi Harper has the story.
Oh, there we go.
When they signed up for a cycle tour of the South Island, this was not what they had in mind.
Oh, that's a fiddly little bit. Here we go. How you going, Rod?
It's not very hard to get into, actually.
Did you imagine you'd be doing this when you came cycling?
No, not at all. Gosh, no.
Every little bit helps in the war against wilding pines in the iconic landscape that is the Mackenzie Basin, South Canterbury.
Once you've seen the trees, you can't unsee them. And they annoy you. And now they annoy me.
Dan and Joe Batchelor run cycle tours. The Alps to Ocean Trail crosses this land just north of Twizel.
The wilding pines, why are they a problem? I guess what I say to that is, if you walk in a forest, what you see is a lot of dead sticks. Up the top there's a canopy. What's on the bottom is acidic, dead pine needles. You know, it's pretty lifeless. Now that's what will happen if it's not controlled. That's what all this country and what you've just driven through will turn into.
The contorta pine, native to North America, was introduced to this region 70 years ago with good intentions for erosion control and shelter. No one is singing its praises now.
And they reckon in New Zealand we now have a super hybrid contorta pine, which is much more invasive than in its homeland. So we're really dealing with the devil.
No one envisaged how aggressive these things would be and what the implications are today.
Ross Ivey is chair of the Mackenzie Wilding Trust.
We're actually right out in the open spaces now in the Mackenzie. Typical nor'westy day. This is ground zero for wilding pines.
Long-time local, a landowner, and today our tour guide.
Yeah, this is the mother lode.
To really see the extent of the pine problem.
So this is all contorta pine, which is the worst type. And these seeds are blowing right down towards the Marama, creating havoc.
Spreading from Lake's Edge right up to the snow line.
It's bloody frightening. This is cancer.
Government support by way of the Jobs for Nature program has enabled large-scale eradication on these hills, but that funding has been stripped back and the trees are taking full advantage.
At the moment we've just got a very tender grip on it, so we're at a tipping point. And if we don't actually maintain all the work that was done for the last 4 or 5 years through the Jobs for Nature program, we're going to end up back to where we were, and $100 million of public funds is going to be wasted. And that would be an absolute tragedy, because we've got a very special place here. The Mackenzie's famous for having beautiful landscapes when you come over Burke's Pass, and actually the Environment Court has determined that the whole district's an outstanding natural landscape, and we're adjacent to Araki, that's a World Heritage Area.
It's not all about aesthetics, it's biodiversity too, and the threat of wildfires. And it's about water. Pines are thirsty, and water is needed here by all of us.
Our capacity for hydroelectricity would be impacted hugely.
The Wilding Trust has enlisted other lovers of this landscape to keep the pine problem in the public eye and hopefully the public purse.
There's no insect life or animal life, no birds, and no sound. It's literally ground zero.
This will keep marching. It's like the Russian army. It would go right out to the coast if we didn't stop it.
It can be overwhelming if you stand back, but we just have to keep doing what we're doing.
We've brought some weapons and some gloves, and so we invite people to just go and knock a couple of trees over. Everyone does a little bit, we get a lot done.
What a great idea. Go on a cycle tour, cut down a tree at the same time.